Happy Tuesday. How is everybody tonight? Goodness. Still getting caught up here a little bit. Can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay? So, got a few people in here. And we got, let's see. Got about 26 people in here right now. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming. Kind of thought maybe we would talk a little bit tonight about photo manipulation. How to change the appearance of a photo. The content within a photo specifically is what what I'm referring to, and that's either adding to or removing content out of an original photo. So
Sound is low.
Sound is low. Is that better? Hope that's better. Certainly hope that's better. Okay, let's give that a shot. Otherwise, I can crawl right up here on top of the mic, but that should be pretty good. It's looking okay on this end. If it's not, I can. Well, let me look at something else here real quick. Okay, hopefully that'll be a little bit better. Let me adjust my headset here because I'm blowing my ears out. All right.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, great. So what I've got here is I've got I just opened up a directory on the hard drive here, and I'm just going to grab a photograph. And let's open that up with paint.net. Paint.net is a photo editing program that is free, totally free. This is a Windows-only program. If you have a Macintosh or if you're running Linux, you might use a program called GIMP, G-I-M-P. Again, it's a totally free program. These are the open source equivalents to programs like Paint Shop Pro, Adobe's offerings, and some other higher paid photo editing programs. But these are free. Paint.net doesn't cost you anything. I have used it for years, and so it's kind of my go-to. I can also do all the same things in GIMP, G-I-M-P, but I just know where everything is in this, so this is kind of my go-to. So what I have here is I have a picture that I think I downloaded this from Pixabay. So it's a free-to-use picture that you can use. And what I want to do is I like the scenery. I like the scene. I like the pond, the benches, but I don't want these people sitting here. I want to remove the people out of the picture. And it's actually quite a bit easier to do than what you might think. And although there's a lot of shortcuts to do this, I'm going to try to do it in a long fashion so that you can follow along and you can refer back to this stream if you like to pick up on that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge the picture specifically into the area here that I want to change. So if we just go into view and zoom in, let's do it one more time. And I'm going to kind of center them here. So what I want to do is I want to eliminate these people. I just want to take them out of the picture, wipe them out. So one of the ways I can do that is I can use what they call a stamp tool in this program, or a clone tool in other programs. So we'll just click on that, and that creates a small tool, and I'm going to increase the size of the brush of the tool itself. Let's just go to 20 here once. Now, if you look very closely, I'll leave that sit right beside his head to the left-hand side. You should be able to see a small circle, and that's my stamp. That's what I'm going to capture. So I'm going to put it right to the right of her head here. And I think maybe just to make this more drastic, let me increase the size of the tool. Let me jump up here to an 80. Okay. So now if you should be able to see a round circle to the right of her head. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do a left mouse click one time. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to hold down the control key. So hold down the control key and now click the left mouse. And that sets a circle that remains right to the right of her head. That is my stamp area. So everything contained within that circle is captured in the circle that I'm moving with the mouse. And when I press down the left mouse key, it will print that. So just for example, I'm going to move this a little bit to the left of that capture circle. I'm going to press down and just move this across. We've just de-headed her. Now I want to stretch things out a little bit further. So I'm going to set a new area here that I want to copy from. And in this particular case, I've included part of the board. So now I'm going to come over here. And now I want to come a little closer, so I'm going to set a new point. And then move over slightly. Okay. She's pretty well gone up here on top. Let's go ahead and get rid of him as well here. Whoops, I went too far. Now here's what happens if you go too far. Let me hit the back. Put his head back. If I travel too far, even though the picture looks like it's gone, it's picking up what was there. So I'm picking up his head and transmitting it over to the left-hand side. So let's back up and let's just come back in. We'll do it this way, then we'll stop, come in, do it that way. Okay, let's see what we can do here now. Now, because we're getting into tighter areas, I'm going to reduce the size of my brush. Let's move it down to, say, 60. I'm going to make it a little smaller. we're going to create a new stamp area right here. Increase the size again.
What program are you using?
I am using paint.net. And I'm doing this relatively quick here. Yeah, that was my mistake. Let's go back.
Are you able to hold shift to lock the vertical position while moving to the left?
Okay, are you the question was, are you able to hold shift while you move that? Well, let's
Are you able to hold shift to lock the vertical position while moving to his left, to the left?
okay, well let's give that a try here. So we're going to set a new area right here on this corner. We've set that. So now I'm going to stamp it right here, and I'm going to hold down the shift key. And I don't know if this is what you're talking about or not, but in essence, what I've done here is I've moved the entire bench by holding down shift key, and that's no different than not holding down the shift key. So I'm going to say no, or at least wise, not in the way that I'm understanding what you're asking. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing down here. Okay, let's bring this back out into the full size. And we're going to try to straighten up those lines here a little bit. And we're doing it in a very, very quick, I'm going to say dirty fashion, if you would. If I were doing this, you know, and it had to be real sharp, I'd use smaller brushes, do less at a time. But the idea here is to get through this relatively quickly to show you what can be done. Okay. So what we have here, let's go back and see what the here's the original one with the people. And then here's the modified one by just taking the people out. And then of course you save it and do whatever other manipulations you would like to do with it. I want to go a step further here. And again, it's not so much the context of what I'm making here. It's an idea for you to use when you are manipulating your own photos for a specific reason. So this photo, or this image, is 1920 by 1280. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the canvas size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the height the same, the 1280, but I'm going to double the top, so that would be 3840. And we'll just say okay. And so what that's done is added this same dimension with a clear or white, absence of color, canvas to the left side of it, because that's what I chose to do. So I'm going to go back into the original picture here. And I'm going to select the entire picture, do a Control-C and copy it, drop back into this other photo here that I just have manipulated. And I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to paste it into a new layer. So it just goes on top. So for right now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to flatten this so that it appears to be all one. Layers, bottom layer, rotate, flip. And we're going to deselect. Go to my stamp tool here. We're going to make it considerably larger. And we're going to stamp over on this side. Now we're going to come back over to the right hand side. Let me get rid of this little box, get it out of the way. Get this one out of the way. Okay, where did that? So there I've just reinserted the people back into this picture from a different picture. Now let me redo that. And let's just say that I want to carry this picture further on over here. We're going to start here. Okay, so now what, in essence, I've done here, let me do one more here. Undo. Yeah, that's not going to work very well. Let's grab a different area. Well, hopefully what you can see some of the different things you can do. We've taken a 60:9 ratio picture. We've doubled the width, made it more into a panoramic shot. With some more time and some more effort, these benches could either be totally removed, they could be added in, you could add different bushes in different locations. I left this in the back here to make it almost appear like an island and like this lake goes further out into the distance. So this is all just photo manipulation that is easy and fun to do. Starting from a simple picture like this to turn into this. And of course, if you don't like it, you can always just, don't save, start over again, and go back. So as I'm doing this, I'm not paying a lot of attention to the chat. So let me turn my attention back to the chat here and see if there's any specific questions that anybody has that we can do here.
Did somebody join?
Moon Farm. Well, thank you so much for Smudge is going to be so happy. He will just give you a kiss next time he sees you. Thank you for joining us. Okay, is somebody having problems with something? I see somebody saying turn it off and back on.
Somebody didn't have sound, but you weren't talking.
Okay. Can y'all hear me all right now? You had to put it up on your TV to hear. Is this better? I mean, I'm looking over here at the all right. Let's go nuts here. Hold on. All right, is that any better? That is absolutely about the maximum I can make it without clipping. Okay, Sonny's Place, you are welcome. All right, so anyway, that's what I wanted to kind of show, and I'd like to encourage you to do some of this. This, you can take a picture and manipulate it. If they're your pictures, you can do anything you want with it. Obviously, you don't want to use copyright material. Don't just go. Let's see. Here's one of the worst things you can do. And again, this is for demonstration purposes only, but let's say we'll just say landscape photography. And I'm going to go into images here where you can see lots of pictures. Don't do this and go in here and grab one of these pictures. The majority of these pictures are all copyright pictures and can get you into problems. If you want pictures to use, there are specific sites to go to. And let's just look at a couple of those. Probably the number one is Pixabay.com, Pixabay. All the pictures within this site are free to use. And they're free to use in commercial projects, personal projects. They are all free to use. They also have some videos in here as well. But they have illustrations, photos, vectors, but just a large number of let's see what they have here for popular searches. We're just going to say flowers. Okay, these are all great pictures of pretty much whatever you'd want. And then, of course, you can go in and you can take these pictures and you can manipulate these pictures. These pictures are free. They're given to you to use. Pixabay is one site. Another site is Pexels. That's Pexels. The pictures in here, again, are free for you to use.
What program again? What program? program did you use to edit?
The program that I was using to edit was paint.net. And in order to get paint.net, you just type in getpaint.net. It brings you to this page, which is paint.net. It is an open source program, and you can download it from here for free. You can also get it in the Microsoft Store. I think they charge $5 or something there. The difference between the Microsoft Store version and this version is very simple. In the Microsoft Store version, you automatically get updates. With this version, it'll tell you if an update is there, but it's not automatic. You have to come and get it. So that's that in the Microsoft Store, you've got a nominal fee that is paid to Microsoft. Here it's totally free. So get it now, paint.net. 4.2.8 is the most recent version. Another very popular program is GIMP, and that's an image manipulation program. And again, it is open source. It is free. This one you can use with Apple products. You can use it with Windows, and I believe. Let's see if I can find it real quickly here. GIMP for Windows. To be honest, I just pay attention to the Windows version. Oh, here we go. So you can show it down. Linux versions are available, OS X, which is Apple, and Microsoft Windows. So GIMP has versions for all three. Again, it's free. It'll do the same things. I have the program so you can see what it looks like. This is the interface that GIMP has. So if I wanted to open that same picture, need to get down to my other drive here. There we go. That's the picture that we had. So this is the same picture here. There's probably a few more tools. You can actually probably do a little bit more in image manipulation within GIMP. Learning curve is a little bit steeper, but they're both great programs, and they're both totally free. They don't cost you anything. You don't have to go spend hundreds of dollars. And they do a fantastic job. So they're well supported. Okay, so we talked.
Paul's asking what's the difference between Paint and GIMP.
The Paint.net is strictly a Windows program. They do not have a Mac operating system. It will not run on Linux. It's strictly Windows.
And can you manipulate videos or just pictures?
These are just image manipulation programs. This is for photographs. This is not videos. This is for photographs. But frequently you will insert a picture into your videos when you edit it, either to show a specific item as or to use it as a thumbnail, or any number of various reasons. You can create lower thirds with this that you would utilize within the creating of your videos. Backgrounds for titles, or even for the video itself. If you edit the video into a semi-transparent mode where you want to see something in the background, you could create like a watermark type thing and create that image with a picture manipulation program. So Paint.net is the one that I showed you tonight. The same features can be found within GIMP. There are hundreds of YouTube videos as far as teaching and learning virtually any aspect of what you might want to do within either one of these programs. Let's go back to getting pictures to work with. And I like this picture. I don't have it, so I'm going to grab it. It's a free download. We're just going to drop it right into this folder. And of course, they always encourage you to say thanks to whoever took the picture. I do that sometimes. I'm not going to do that right now. So, Pexels is another good site to pick up pictures. I'm going to say my new favorite site is a site called Unsplash. UNSPALSH.com. And they just have a huge number of pictures available. And again, they're all free. That's interesting. And all of these pictures are totally free for you to use. If you just do a search for an image within Google or any search engine, and then go to images to look, you'll find a tremendous number of images, but that doesn't mean you can use them. And they do kind of tell you that. Let's just do a quick search for downtown pictures. And let's go into images. And we're just going to grab this one because it says Downtown Austin Walking Tours, austintexas.org. As soon as I click on this, it'll come up over here on the right-hand side enlarged. And it will tell you right here, images may be subject to copyright. Learn more. Of course, if you click on that, anybody that's on this live stream, you ought to be somewhat familiar with the term copyright. Copyright will get you into trouble. And basically what it is that somebody has the rights to that picture, and they may or may not allow you to utilize that picture. There are sites that you can pay. You can pay money to go use the picture. There are artists that say they sell you the rights to use their pictures. The sites that I showed you earlier, Pixabay, Pexels, Unsplash, there are no fees. They're totally free. And some of those sites have limited amounts of sound clips, music. So there are some other things, and they're growing. It's not like it. They're becoming larger and larger all the time. Now, just for example, and I'll just
look up Will's Petting Zoo. Here's a question for you.
okay. Will's Petting Zoo, trouble with the phone I'm using. It takes pics that are way too big to make thumbnails. All right, if you want, I know that there are image manipulation programs, picture editing tools that can be installed and operated on phones. I am not familiar with those. I can't work a phone. The screen is too small for me. My fingers are too fat. So, having said that, let me just talk about what you have here, or your question in general. I can go in, and we'll just bring this picture back up here right now. This picture in its native form, let me just deselect everything, so we're back to norm. We'll just get the all right, so this picture, if I want to resize it, this is telling me that its current size is 9.4 megabits. It has a width of 1920 pixels by 1280 pixels. I can change, and the resolution is 300 dots, or pixels per inch. Now I can change that to centimeters, but of course here in the States we generally use inches. This also creates a print size of roughly 4x6, just a little bit over. But I think you would call this a 4x6 print, allowing room for cropping around the edges. So if I want to change this, and let's just maintain the aspect ratio, a thumbnail is, what is it, 1080 by 720? Yeah, 1080 by 720. So this picture as it is too large to use for a thumbnail within YouTube. So I can come into this program, open it up. I'm going to maintain the aspect ratio because it's already correct, but I need to shrink the picture down to make it a thumbnail. So I'll just say maintain the aspect ratio, plop in my 720 here, so it's going to change the width and the height of the picture to 1080 by 720. I say okay. It now made it smaller. I can save it as a new name, or I can save the original if I don't have it open elsewhere. And this would then be ready to upload to YouTube as a thumbnail. Of course, you're probably going to want to You're probably going to want to put some sort of lettering on it or some different coloring, cut off a corner, whatever you do for your own particular thumbnails. But this is now resized to the point where you can upload. So you can take any picture. If it was too small, if it's a little bit too small, I can increase the size. Now, coming down in size always works very well. If you start off with a real small picture and you increase the size, things that can become pixelated. It can't create something out of nothing. And as it takes it and stretches it and enlarges it, the detail goes away quickly. So it's always better to take a bigger image than what you want and shrink it down. Now, did that maybe answer your question as far as your phone? I mean, we have the same thing here. When Sherry takes a picture with her iPhone, I just download them on the computer. I make them whatever size I want them to be. Let me also just show you very quickly here. Let's, well, I'll go to mine. Okay, so this is our YouTube homepage. Downloaded in a save format on the PC. So this has thumbnails on it. This has my banner, has the logo, and anybody that's out there that has a banner, has a logo, and of course has a channel, and I'm assuming that everybody out here that's in the chat right now has a channel. This is typical of what you would see if you download your homepage or somebody else's to see what you get. If you notice these three pictures right here that I'm kind of highlighting over, and I'll open them up to make them bigger. When you upload your banner, YouTube takes that image, that single image you upload, and it cuts it into these three pictures. So this one, and I'm going to open this with paint.net. This is the image that I uploaded for our banner. But they took that image and they made this one out of it. And they also made a third image out of it. So this is actually part of this image. It's this center part is what it is. This one is just a strip cut out of the center of the original image. Now here's the reason this is done. When people go to YouTube, they're connecting there with all different types of devices. So if you connect with a television set, for example, this is the image that is used. Television set has the biggest viewing area, the biggest screens. This is the image that is used. If you go in and connect with a laptop or tablet, computer, this is the image that is used for the banner. Depending upon the size of the device, the screen that you're utilizing with the device you're connecting to, it may not show this all the way to the end and just concentrate on the center part here. So it may actually cut off, say, the outside inch of this picture. If you're connected on a phone, this is the image that it uses. So it's all optimized to you to provide a better experience to go into YouTube. This is why when you're creating a banner, they give you the template.
Does it depend on what you are watching on as to what one it shows? Phone, tablet,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes. It's totally upon the device that is going to YouTube. What is that device? What is the browser that it's using? Reports to YouTube, hey, I'm sitting on a laptop that has a screen resolution of this and that, so this is the image that we feel will look the best on that device. They have don't have it there, so let's do this. Here we go. This is the YouTube template. And if you look closely on this, and this is available for anybody to download, but they will show you the big square part here is the TV. And that's the equivalent of this. Then you look at this center strip, and it will say that is for desktop maximum view. Again, this is depending on your desktop. What is the screen resolution you have, the viewing area it has. And so this is the piece that it uses. The tablet goes right into here. It is again utilizing this, but it is chopping some off of the ends. And then the center part here, which is desktop minimum and mobile, well, that's just this. It's already chopped that off, and it's increased the size so that it displays better on a phone or on a desktop that has a small monitor, large resolution. So this is the if you've all been here before, where we have made some banners for folks and talked about it, this is the these are the dimensions that YouTube gives you that you have to make sure what you're doing so that, I don't want to say this, the overall picture could be anything, but what you want displayed, no matter what the device, that has to just be in the center area here. So that's the reason that this particular picture that I put together for our banner looks the way it does. Now let's just go to a different one. And again, just to show, we'll go Daddy Curb's Farm. This is Daddy Curb's Farm. This is the, if you would, the TV viewpoint. And this is the center strip pulled out. So maximum size for a desktop. And then, of course, this would be for a phone. Now you may ask, Daryl, what are you doing with all these different folks' web pages on your PC? Well, got a good answer for that. Everything you see in here, these are all folks that we've had on our Monday Night Live show. So when I create a little promo for their Monday Night Live and to advertise the show, well, I go out to their website, their YouTube page, and I go grab information from it. So that's why this is here. But this is here for anybody to, I mean, anybody can do this. You don't have to have any kind of special knowledge. And to download one of these, let's make that step as well here. Do here. Let's go to YouTube. Let's see who's in the chat here. We'll go to is Royal Amethyst out there?
No.
Overlook Valley?
No.
All right. Who's
No,
out there?
Brett Broussard.
Brent's out there?
Brett's out there. Lindsay's out there.
Broussard Homestead. Okay, so we'll go into Broussard Homestead, and this is their webpage. Now, because of the amount of different sites and different windows I have open that I go to, I always reload this a couple times to make sure that I have the proper cached pictures. I could go in and delete all the cache within the browser to make sure, but I have an idea it'll be pretty good. If I just do a right click and do a save as, now I always save all mine in the same directory here. So Broussard Homestead, we'll hit save, and that's done. So now when I come in here, Broussard Homestead, and let's change the view. Okay. Here's the full-size banner, the center strip, and the center. So again, we'll open this up just so it's easy for you to see it. Here is Broussard Homestead. This is their full banner picture. And if you notice the Our Journey to Sustainability, that's located right in the center, right where it needs to be. And we'll just look at the center part here. That's the center part. So you just cut that out of the middle. That's what it is. That's what YouTube does to the banner that you upload so that they can present it in a good way no matter what size device is connecting to the site. Okay. Anybody have any questions? We've been on just a little over an hour, but I don't want to leave anybody hanging. If you have some sort of questions. If you have something you want to talk about, you want to see how to do, to work with something, one thing I cannot show you products I don't have. And a lot of people have Adobe Premiere Pro, but I do not. It's too rich for my blood. It's a great program. It truly is. But by the time you look at the whole suite, you could be spending $50 a month to obtain Adobe's software, and I can't afford it. We use lower priced video editing programs and picture editing programs I definitely support free, but what I have found in the video editing, as far as the free goes, if you want to be able to do as much as what I like to be able to do, there's only one that will cut it with free, and the learning curve on that for the average individual is quite steep, and that's DaVinci. None of the other free ones. There's a lot of good ones that will do things, but they don't do the amount of things that I do. But I do have some free ones if you want to. I kind of promote Cybernetics Power Director. We kind of promote Filmora. Neither one of those is real expensive, and they do great. So if somebody would like, wait a minute, how do you make a profile picture?
He has one.
Hmm?
Thumbnail? He has a thumbnail.
I didn't hear what you said.
Yes.
I can't see it.
Nothing.
All right. Profile picture is, I'm assuming you are talking about for YouTube. And that would be your icon. Some people call it a logo. Here we go, it's the size. In 2019, and this does change from time to time, but in 2019, the ideal profile picture or channel icon size is 800 by 800 pixels. So it's a square picture. And again, this is where your image manipulation programs can come in. So just for example, let's go back to here, and we're going to utilize this one. No, we're not. We're going to do this. I'm going to crop this down a little bit. And I'm going to resize it. I'm not going to maintain the aspect ratio. So 800 by 800. This would be, if I save this as it is right here, this would be suitable to upload as a profile picture. Now, it stretched it a little bit because I didn't take the time to make it square to begin with. We can trim that up a little more. Let's do that. So, image, crop to selection, resize. So if I save this picture as it is right now, I could upload this as a profile picture. And they could use it as their, it would show up as their little logo beside their name. Does that answer your question? If you're ever unsure, if you're ever unsure of the size that's required, just go Google it. You can find out very quickly what the optimum sizes are for whatever piece you want to upload it for. Not only for YouTube, but other sites as well if you go to other sites. And if all you do is on a phone, well, that information can be found here. A great YouTuber to that's well versed on phone products would be D. Niman. D. Niman specializes, I'm going to use that term anyway, he specializes in phone editing. So if you have questions on working with your phone for editing videos, for editing photos, I would just come in to D's site, do a search through his videos for like photo editing, best 3 photo editing apps for Android and iPhone. That was put out a year ago, and again, these are his thought process, but D is a very wise person. His brother, Nick Niman, is very well versed. I do not personally know him, but I have spoken or conversed with both of them online. But D is I would say he would be my first go-to for anything on a phone. So if you do go there, say, well, Two Family Homestead sent us here to say you're the phone master and I need help. He'll help you out. Okay, anything else? Not seeing anything else.
No.
Okay. And I know that we had somebody, I can't remember who, I apologize. Who was it that signed up tonight as a member? I forget. Moon Farm. Thank you so much, Moon Farm. If y'all like what we're doing here and would like to help support the channel, the memberships are down below. They're absolutely, there's different levels, different things, but all of that is just, it helps us to do what we do. Going out to the different events, I'm going to call them events, the meetups, the conferences, and live stream those back to people that can't attend them, and kind of keeping up with that. So next week we have Mimsy's Garden and Fairy Tale Creations for next Monday night, and Thursday night Thursday early evening we'll do a few channel reviews. So everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.